You guys ready? Not much to be ready about, right? So standings since Peru changed up a little bit. Knee still number one. I think even before Evo, I'm pretty sure Knee was mathematically qualified, right? That's a lot of points. Look at his fucking season overview. Second, first, fourth at a dojo. Dojos are the hardest things to do, right? First, second, first, seventh at Korea, fifth at the mix-up, right? But it was basically like right around here, everyone was like, dude, Knee's gonna be good. And then it's like the only person he's been losing to, second at Tiger Uppercut, was to Arslan. You know, he did all these first places, and then second at Evo only to Arslan. So, I mean, he's fucking wild. Super consistent, you know? I wonder if I click this, if it'll show me the results of this tournament. Oh, it opens up a completely different window on a completely different application. Did I watch this tournament? I must have. Chanel. I definitely have never seen this tournament. This dojo? Dragon Cups dojo? Because Sunship got top 8. I think I would have remembered that. Yeah. I think Knee's, so, you know, like, let's not question it. Knee's going to be in the finals. I don't think he has to go to any more tournaments, right? I'm pretty sure Arslan and Anakin are both set. Damn, that's babyface Anakin. And that was like 2 years ago. Yeah, I think Anakin's set too. He definitely is number one in America, like, easy, right? Like, his consistency throughout the years have been, not the years, but throughout this year has been really good, obviously. You see this first, second, 5th, 13th, 1st, 3rd, right? He's had so many close sets with Knee too. Remember he was one game away from winning Combo Breaker, and he was one game away from going to Grand Finals, you know? Anakin has been on a tear this year. He's been playing so fucking well. I think it shows too, right? Like, you see he's definitely putting a lot of effort, right? Look at that, Masters, his Masters points, his Challengers, and his Dojos. I think he's pretty solid too. The thing is that even though there's like a maximum amount of points you can actually earn, I don't think it's impossible to reach that unless like you're Arslan, right? And you go to all these other tournaments now and get first place in all of them. But I think I really don't know what the cutoff is for the amount of points it is going to be at the end. Like, if 800 ends up being, like, 800 doesn't seem to be, like, the cutoff. I think it's probably lower. Maybe, like, 600 points, and you'll be in the top 20, but I don't know, because the points spread out so differently. Look at this. Arslan only got points from 3 tournaments, and they were all wins. That's crazy. Low High, right at 4th place with 795. He's been doing pretty well too. He does well. He's doing well in the Masters. I think that's the big thing. Like 7th at Evolution's good, but 2nd at VS Fighting, right? Taipei Major. Oh, that was a challenger. Combo Breaker and Rocks and Roll Korea, and the mix-up. So he's had a pretty good success, but he, you know, as you can see here, he's been avoided by the first place, other than the dojo. That's a big dojo, though. That dojo was actually a pretty sizable tournament. That happened last week. Yeah, it's hard maxing out on dojo points because number one, you have to enter enough dojos. The dojos have to be big, right? So they have to be at least 96 or more people, and that is not easy to come by unless you're in New York or something. right? Wednesday night fights, we've never hit a 96-man dojo. We've always only gotten to 64. JDCR, 5th place. That Armor King might change soon. You guys see that Armor King up there? He doesn't seem very... JD seems pretty, like, down on Armor King. And if that means more Heihachi, I'm all for it. I'd rather see Heihachi. Although Armor King is sick too, I gotta be honest. I like Armor King. But I'd rather see Heihachi. Oh yeah, 2nd at our dojo. I forgot about that dojo. That was the one Dojin won. Defend the North, Strong Style, CEO, Electric Clash, Combo Breaker, Bam, Rocks and Roll. So he's been pretty consistent. I mean, like, look at that. Nothing in the double dig. 9th place is the worst he's done. I mean, if the worst you've done is 9th place and you're thinking about dropping your character, man. Naroma right below him, 655. And then Chikurin right below him, Super Akuma, Rangchu, Ulsan, Kakoma, the big one right here, Abel de Maestro. He went up 20 ranks. So that was a huge win for him. Like, that first at Collision cost him a pretty... It was definitely more than half of his points, right? That was 300 points. And like everything else he's entered, Electric Clash he got 4th at, and then he got 5th at Rocks and Roll, but everything else have been dojos, right? Oh, and the mix-up too he went to. And the dojos he doesn't do very well at. I'm telling people, man, dojos seem to be the hardest thing to win. Dojos are impossible. But see, that's a big one right there. Abel's in the top 20, and he's in 12th place, which is... I still think he's kind of in the danger zone. I think realistically the danger zone is right around... I guess the danger zone to get booted is if you're Ulsan all the way down to Cherry Berry Mango, obviously. Like, those are... If you're in that area right there, it's you have to keep competing, right? I don't know what tournaments Abel's going to be going to. I hope he goes to more. That's going to be pretty interesting, though. How is Chanel lower than him? Because Chanel hasn't won any majors, right? Like, his Masters, he's only gotten a 2nd place. He's won a dojo. And then his challengers, he hasn't gone to very many, right? But, like, his 2nd place at CEO was the best he's done. And he hasn't really gone to very many tournaments. Yo, Sukin, what up, brother? Thank you very much with the Twitch Prime. How much travel did Chanel miss on the account of being sick? Well, I mean, he was supposed to miss Evo, but he still went. So I don't know. Nobi, right here, tied with Shadow. I think that's pretty sick, too. I'm glad Shadow's doing well. His headphones are crooked in that picture, though. The headphones are crooked. Dude, Shadow's doing well, though. Which is crazy because, I mean, look, if you look at it, it's like, not too many, like, the points aren't, like, crazy, right? And the dojos that he's winning are super small. But those dojos make up a lot of points in the end, right? If you're winning them. Right, he's getting 1st in this dojo, 2nd in this dojo, 1st in this dojo, 1st in this dojo, 2nd in this dojo. So those are big. And then, you know, he does well. He, like, 3rd place at Northwest Majors, Combo Breaker 13th, 2nd at Electric Clash, 17th at CEO, and then 9th at Evo, right? Those are all pretty big. So Shadow, the only issue I think for Shadow is going to as many tournaments as he can, because I don't think he's traveling outside of America, and in that case I think that there's only like 3 tournaments left, right, in America. I'll check the schedule after this. Oh, see, but look at this one, Roy Nietzsche. I had no idea that Roy Nietzsche getting 2nd place would boost him up to the top 20, right? He moved up 33 spots. That's huge. That's fucking huge, because he only entered 1 Masters, right? 220. But the thing that he's banking in on is the dojos, right? 1st place in this dojo, 3rd place in this dojo, 7th in this one, 1st in this one, right? Those dojos helped him out. And it's not all wins, but they're very good. And then 2nd at Collision helped him out a ton. So he's in the top 20. I know for sure he wants to travel more too, but obviously visa issues are the big thing keeping a lot of the South American players out. So, you know, I told him to go hit up the esports pass. I think that's what it's called, the Sherry Jennings thing. So I hope he gets to go to that, and they can get him a visa. But visa's always going to be issues. Are visa issues going to be a thing again? They're always a thing, dude. What the like, do they just magically not become a thing? No matter what it is, it's always an issue. We're lucky that we're Americans and, you know, we seem to be, I don't know, easy to travel. Like, I don't understand the issue. I don't understand visa issues because I've never had to deal with them. And I'm lucky. You take it for granted, or you ask because you have a lot of lead time. You don't have a lot of lead time though, because think about it right now. It's August 23rd. The tour lasts for 3 more months, right? Getting a visa is not as easy as, like, you know, that shit takes a long time, and you're never guaranteed, right? So you have to get a visa first, and then do you buy your plane ticket, or do you do it the other way, and then all the money that you know had to wait, you know, not spending it on a plane ticket, now the plane ticket might cost way too much. You know, it's a lot more. It's just another hurdle, and it's a giant ass hurdle compared to someone like myself, where it's like, I want to go enter a tournament in Japan. How much does a ticket cost? All right, is my passport up to date? Yep, perfect, I can go. You know, like, that shit's easy. But for him, it's like, all right, which tournament do I want to go to? There. Do I have to get a visa to go there? Yes. Fuck. Right? It's already, right, the first step is already the hardest step. That shit's fucked up. Yeah, Roy Nietzsche, he definitely seemed like he wanted to go to more tournaments, because I didn't know he was going to be in the top 20. Now that I know that he's in the top 20, like, I think it's worth it for him to go. But at the same time, it can be very hard because, like, think about it like this, right? Say you're Roy Nietzsche and you have only one opportunity to enter a tournament, right? Do you go to a Masters event in hopes of doing well at that tournament? But if you happen to not do well at that tournament, then your chances are gone forever, right? Or do you bank it all on the last chance qualifier, go to Thailand at the end, right? No, at the end of the day, you will be there, but you don't have a guaranteed spot, right? Those are the things that you have to balance, because you might not have more than one opportunity. Like, when I talked to him about it, I told him it might be more beneficial just to go to the last chance qualifier, but that was also my thinking that he was still outside the top 20. Now that I see that he is in the top 20, it's more of an option for him to go to another tournament. I just don't know which is the tournament that he could go to. Double 17th, I like that. I hope Doubles keeps it up, because I feel like he's kind of always been like, he's like right there, you know, like he's been playing so well, but at the same time it's like second, right? 9th place, 5th place, 5th place, 9th place, 9th place, right? Taipei Major was the big one for him. That was a good win for him. But 9th place, you know, like these 9th places, they hurt, man. They can hurt. Like that's a lot of events to get 9th at, you know. Nobi, double Dojin. Dojin pretty much is in based off of those dojos, those 100s and 70s, right? But other than that, like, I mean, he's entered a shitload of dojos too. The issue for Dojin is that those dojos aren't going to be enough. I don't think that those dojos are going to be enough because masters give out so many more points. And if you like just assume, right, that Ni, Anakin, Arslan, I feel like Lowhigh would go to a lot of tournaments. Maybe I don't think JDCR would go to a lot. Naroma, Chikuden, Super Akuma. Like I think a lot of these players will skip out on a lot of the majors in certain areas because, you know, it's either going to be too hard to go to or whatever. So those master events will boost up players, like, you know, it boosted up Abel and it boosted up Roinichi. For Dojin, it's going to be rough because if he's not doing well at these majors, or if he's not going at all, then he's going to slide down no matter what. So dojos can get you to a certain point, but he's gonna have to start doing well at challengers and master events, or else, like I think he's at a huge risk. And obviously Cherryberry Mango too, because he's right below him, 361. But Cherryberry Mango also, but he has master points. He needs to rack up points in challengers and dojos. That's the weird shit, right? It's weird where like he's gone to so many master events that he's like he has 3 points, right? 3 different like points that he got from 3 different tournaments. He could definitely get more, but you're guaranteed to get points if you enter some dojos and challengers. The hard part is finding dojos. AK is right outside, right? Remember, top 19 make it to the finals, not top 20. Top 19 make it in, and the 20th spot is for the last chance qualifier. AK, I think, is the same boat as Dojin, right? All dojo points, not too many challenge. He hasn't gone to 1 challenger event. He's only gone to 1 master event. So, yeah, he needs to go to master and challenger events too, or else he's not going to qualify either. Personally, I want them to go, right? I'm rooting for the guys that, you know, not to like, not to be like, oh, I don't want these guys to make it, but I'm rooting for Philippines. I'm rooting for Peru. I'm rooting for, well, I mean, I would root for Pakistan, but Pakistan roots for itself. He's way up there. No worry about that, right? I want more representation, you know. If you look at it right now, there's only 1 person from Europe in top 19, and that's Super Akuma. He's the only person from Europe that's qualified. Right now, at least, right? Look at this. So, GM, he's kind of doing the Filipino thing. All of his points are from dojos, and I think he went to 1 challenger event, maybe? No, straight up only dojos, right? He was in the top 20 for a long time just based off of these dojos. But at a certain point, you know, these dojos don't add up, right? Look at this. First, second, first, right? Those are all huge points, but he doesn't bank off of any of them because he's capped, right? So only 4 of these first places count. He has a first place that he can't even use. GM is going to Summer Jam? Listen, I need to see GM's body at Summer Jam, playing actual human beings. Telling me that GM is going to Summer Jam is like, you know, boy cried wolf again, you know? Like, I want GM to go to tournaments. I want him to do well. I want him to play because I think that he's good. And I think that he would do good at tournaments. But, you know, he needs to go, and that's the hard part, right? It's not like I can just tell him, like, hey, just fucking go to tournaments, you know? It's easy for me to say that. But I wish he would, just because I think he has the capabilities of making top 20. He's the one that wants to get sponsored the most, right? The best way you have to bet on yourself, and that's the you know, that's hard. Take's at 22nd. I wonder how much that fourth place at Evo was huge for him. I wonder if they count the Master Plus as Masters points. They don't, right? So I don't think they even added up there. Yeah, but see, look at Take though, right? Like, he's been so up and down. A lot of like 13th and 25th. So that fourth place at Evo was like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from? So, where's the next? Oh, Sephi Black. Sephi Black's the next one from the EU. Rest, Book, Obscure, Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy's gonna have a rough time too. His the NorCal dojos that he's won have been fairly small, so he's not getting the points for big dojos, right? Like, look at this. Like, the Vancouver dojo he won was a 32-man dojo. The Wednesday Night Fights, 32-man dojo. He won some Shang Fu Dungeon dojo, 16-man dojo, you know, and then the 32-man dojo for the Wednesday Night Fights. So the numbers aren't big enough for him to get in on dojos. So he needs to start doing some work at these Masters and Challenger events, right? Like Northwest Majors, he got second, but CEO getting 9th and the Evo getting 33rd. Like, I think he's kind of in a pretty, not, I want to say like a big hole, but I think he's actually gonna. I mean, I hate to say it, but I don't like his chances. I just don't like his chances right now. He has to do really well at Summer Jam. A top 3 place at Summer Jam should definitely help him, but I think anything less than that, he might be on the outside looking in. But, you know, considering, I think he's going to have a few more tournaments to go to. Let's look at the schedule, actually. All right. Summer Jam, FV Cup. Then you got Cape Town Showdown, Kumite in Texas. Oh, I wonder if he's going to go to KIT. He might go to that. Rev Major, that's a big one. Rev Major is going to be the big one for Dojin and AK. But, I mean, it's going to be big for a lot of people. The unfortunate thing about Rev Major for the Filipino players is that it's in the Philippines, and it's so easy for Japan and Korea to go there. So, Rev Major is a hard tournament. It's going to be very hard. And Arson's going to Rev Major? Ooh. Jimmy can clean up at the LMQ. I mean, well, I think you meant to say LCQ. I mean, he could, right? But he's not the kind of person that would go to an LCQ. At least I don't think so. But I don't know. I'm not Jimmy. Hey, cool. They put Electric Cancel there. Nice. Electric Cancel. Oh, Jimmy probably go to Electric Cancel too. Berlin, Tokyo Masters, TXT, Rocks and Roll Dubai, and DreamHack Atlanta. DreamHack Atlanta is the last one. That's actually, I wonder how big or how small this tournament is going to be. DreamHack Atlanta is going to be huge. Man, and you know what I just realized though? I think unless a lot of these European dudes travel, they're kind of assed out because the schedule was pretty like Europe heavy early on, but there's not that many like outside of what Greece and then Berlin Tekken Crash. Those are challenger events too. They're not even masters, so they're kind of assed out right now. So if it might just be Super Akuma is the only Europe represent at the finals. Damn. GMAC Atlanta is gonna be a big one. I wonder how many like, because I can see shit like, remember last year, Canada Cup, right, where like Nobi and Take both came, and like I think Abel went too. It was a big tournament for those guys because they had a chance to. They had a very close chance of missing top 20, right? But Nobi and Take got first and second, so that helped them out a lot. I bet you DreamHack Atlanta is going to be like that. I think a lot of the players that are like really close to qualifying or on the out or like on the bottom that need to do well to secure their spot, DreamHack might end up being like a really fucked up tournament. Or that also could be Dubai, you know. The Dubai one could end up being crazy fucked up too because it's the second to last Masters. Oh yeah, TXTs. Oh, I forgot about that. TXTs in Argentina. So if the Peruvian guys like Roy Nietzsche and Abel go to TXT, even though it's just a challenger, that could help them out. But I don't think that'll be enough. I think they need to go. I think both Abel and Roy Nietzsche, if they want to stay, they need to go to at least one more tournament. And if you're going to one more tournament, wouldn't you want to go to a Masters? Actually, I don't know. Oh yeah, dude. It was so hard to like gauge the standings early on because, you know, everyone was getting points everywhere, right? You fucking saw Duke of Wu-Tang at like 7th place because he won some fucking tournament on the side of the 405 freeway, you know, beating down some bums in Tekken Tim, right? It was so hard to understand what the standings was going to shape out to be like. But right now I think we're kind of getting in that. It's kind of, you know, finally starting to look like some real standings, right? So I think like Jimmy, Speed Kicks, Joey. Damn, Joey not making in top 20 is crazy. That's actually crazy. He's been so consistent, right? He just hasn't been entering very many tournaments. Pecos, Victimo, Asim, John Ding. John Ding not in the top 20? Oh my god. You know, look at this. Right, Runner Black's right there. Fergus, Joplix, Trey, Fuko. Dude, look at all of these, dude. And it just like it's like this area shows you like how thin the points can be spread out, right? It looks like the majority of these are like Gen is kind of like the weird one, right? But like dojos, right? This guy, dojos. Trey, basically dojos. Joplix, actually masters and dojos, good mix. Fergus, dojo speed, pretty much. Runner Black, mainly dojos, right? These are all like guys that do well at the dojos, and then some of them are just like, you know, like Gosain has one really good masters and one dojo. That's it, right? Gen has 2 good masters, you know, that kind of shit. And he's actually done terrible at dojos. Hey, welcome to the club, you know. See, these dojos can help you out, but it only gets you so far. You need to do good at these big tournaments, and that's kind of where the points are really at. I think I like the way they did it this year, though. I was worried because, so I'll be honest, I heard about the dojo thing before it was officially announced. Like, it was more when I was told about it, it was more like an idea thrown into the sky, and I heard it and I was like, damn, that sounds really sick. You know, I hope you guys can make that work. But in the back of my mind, I was like, man, that shit can get kind of rough though, you know, because if you just spam events, right? You just keep spamming and going and going and going on your sponsor's dime or whatever, and you just keep getting like 13th and 9th and 9th and 9th and 13th and 17th, you know, and you're not really getting a lot of points, but that shit piles up because you're willing to travel to every tournament. Then it's like all of a sudden you're like top 20 even though you haven't gotten like one good, you know, tournament, right? But because they capped it out for each thing, it's like, shit, look, these are the most consistent players. Knee, Anakin, Arslan, Lohai. That's the reason why they're top 4 is because they're consistent, right? All these players in the top 20 so far are consistent at winning in, you know, in their region and doing well at the big tournaments. So you need to have kind of a mix of both. Personally, I like the way this top 20 is right now, but it's still pretty Korea heavy. And it's gonna, I think it's gonna stay Korea heavy. Like, that's kind of what Tekken is, right? But, you know, I hope Shadow makes it. I hope Roy Nietzsche. I hope Abel make it. I hope Double makes it. I hope Dojo makes it. I hope AK makes it. I hope CBM makes it, right? Like, these are all new faces, you know? But will they? Will they? Shit. This shit is tough. That's why I'm glad I'm like, what page am I on? I'm probably on like page 8. I don't even think I have 70 points. Oh, damn. Damn. I'm actually a little bit higher than I thought I was. 63 points. Hell yeah. Fuck. I gotta find a way to get more points so I can end up at 69th. Bloodhawk is above me? This is bullshit. Look at these dojos. I'm so whack at dojos. And masters. Don't look at those standings. So yeah, I think right now, if I were to bet, I want to say the cutoff is Rang Chu. I think Rang Chu and everyone above him, you'll most likely see at the World Tour Finals, right? So Ni, Anakin, Arslan, Lohai, JDCR, Naroma, Chikuden, Super Akuma, Rang Chu. I'm willing to bet that those guys are pretty much guaranteed to be in. I think where it gets sketchy is right around Ulsan. I still think Ulsan and Kokomo will probably make it in, but like I think that they could find themselves near the bottom and it get kind of rough. But I don't think that they'll have that much trouble. I think it really starts with Abel. Right around Abel and everyone below him, I think these guys are all in trouble. And so they're going to have to go to as many tournaments as they can and do well. Especially Shadow. I think Shadow can do well if he enters all those American tournaments, right? And I think... Actually, yeah, America actually got lucky, right? We got Summer Jam, we got Kumite in Texas, we got Electric Cancel, and then we also have DreamHack Atlanta. That's 4 events, and 2 of them are Masters. And I feel like Summer Jam is not gonna be the one that a lot of people are gonna go to, right? Was Summer Jam last year a Masters too? Anakin, oh no, not Anakin. Jimmy won Summer Jam last year, and that was a Masters. See, I think if it's in your means to go to Summer Jam and you're like one of those Korean players or anyone like, or any of the Japanese players, like I think it's worth going to Summer Jam. I think Summer Jam might be, in terms of like the competition just won't be as strong as I feel like, right? So Summer Jam, I think, is a tournament you go to if you're like Saint or Kudons. I think that's a tournament you want to go to. Anakin beat Jimmy last Summer Jam? Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember that. Yeah. Go to... No. I'm not saying that the competition is weaker and I would do well. I'm saying the competition is going to be full of Rickstahs and I would do terrible. I won't do well. Yo, Vibe NC, thank you very much for the 18 months. How's it going, man? Yeah, what I'm saying is not that I would do well. What I'm saying is that if you're like Kudons, right, or Saint, you know, these, like, because remember, Kudons and Saint, I don't think are in the, they're not in the top 20, right? How far? Like, I don't even think Kudons is even close. Saint's 23rd. Like, he can jump up, right? Like, if you're, obviously, if you're GM, you have to go, right? If you're Take, Saint, you might think about going. If you're Book, you might think about going. All right, Obscure, Jimmy, Speed Kicks, Joey, I assume they're all going. This is a big tournament for so many people because if they win, then obviously it boosts them up like crazy. So realistically, if you're Anakin and you go to Summer Jam, you're really just playing spoiler. You don't need points. Kudons has 55 points. You're telling me I have more points than Kudons? I have more points than the former Tekken World Tour champion? What? Hey man, that's why they pay me the big bucks. Am I going to Thailand for the finals? No plans to, but I wouldn't mind. But yeah, that'll be hard. But yeah, I have no idea what's gonna happen. All I know is that I'm confident that, like, probably from Ulsan, from Kokoma up, I think Ulsan and Kokoma are still on shaky ground, but I think they just need to be able to go to one or two more events and they'll be all right. I think Rangchu and above are fairly safe, right? And then from Abel down, I think they're in hot seats. And then everyone from the second page, pretty much all the way down to like the third or the fourth page, right? I think if you're in this area, you have a real chance. Damn, Andy has a real chance of making top 20, or Majin, or Jackie. You know, all these guys could have a chance, right? They just have to have that one big tournament, and that's the hard part, is getting that one big tournament.